Yabakwa baba Adkwart Studios anyame enhira se Awurade adom onni akabo mu eye adwuma wonu de ntrampo asem wodo Adkwart Studio enu nti yenso ye do why mechia mu nyina na megidi ye se ne ame hoye no monso mo hoye ye nyame akwa wa ha na onye obia se Reverend Daniel Asiama oha na onde munim se Awurade adom so obasi ya no manage pa because we yi 72 on man ase wanwene asem no e the radiasi Reverend akwaba
ya apostle doctor
efie ene abusuafo won ti say
na mo pa da roma ne mo pa ibo
the radiasi Reverend say ohwe Ghana politicians na omo ye dida ya na ayo say free say ye hwe ye man pani a otiso sesi ya ni nsemo o kae e ma wona na o mayo madwen say o monto aba nyina o maso mbeto aba but then no amadodo ansasifo na say NDC for ko ya kire say yesika sem na enkoyi enti governor no on C4 yankoti ade odi animu no nso a say ambulance jomama penso e ba ye bia na omo keke ka ho se ono so na ebesi ya sisi ono kra ne nsem akod na wo dirimu bi ewo ohu a won so tumi epia bontin se obi anye diye Reverend what is our parties mienu su ni omo ban a se na na ye wo
yo apostle doctor Mdawase na mesa chia tiefo ene ahwefo na me hire wo mun kran se nyankopon enu mo no nya hode na da bia wo mutimi emfam follow yen apostle yi ya na ya ahomchesemu na me de politicians especially number 1 African politicians and to be precise Ghanaian politicians so we do omachia sabe anya nyankopon kra bufu because womo a ensam womo kagu womo krofo no so womo kra atimi ya west the chance no wakata so na mikasa Lawrence omampani Lawrence dada a wonya na ba bi kro rodin fa ne currency ye na mempena asem kanene de mempena asem pa ba from mempena asem but you call political dispensation me be time Lawrence all because your politicians say no chere me 91 na me NDC ni 92 I'm saying November and I'm by MPP ni never to abano 7th December na de ntena me NDC nyina ne say Lawrence ba ye no o ma discipline ba o ma no nye nipa kunkum ye ne mo ase na nipa suru say obeye de enye ba ye nkrofo ye MPP fo be keka ya say Lawrence ya wieska Lawrence ya yesei Lawrence ya say o ma no anam say ne o ma no so asai enti mesusu me de kira ya to abana Lawrence nya o ma wiem ana yeso keka bia na o ja ne time priest na mampanyikofo bae o mampanyikofo bae enima bia ekoso memidwa mampanyikofo na ne de na eye chen Lawrence sabe nipa bia anya complete na ebidie ye afei president Messi bae wo mo keka bia ye wura akufo adokra ka say professor do little enu so ye kan ya so we akufo do anko be ye ni ye akufo do anko ye ko anim mama bae in fact enuma bebre incompetent afeli akufo do mefa ye nkoturu enkohwe nkwa sa babia ne ye tidada no nanke hoye na de ntia mekeka sansem nyina ne se ebra ye wura Lawrence wuye no ensam akufo do eka edija ne kwan I heard him because politicians are wicked. Ye very wicked. almost selfish ambition. Now, unfortunately for them, how many more votes? Almost 1 vote. Until a person over there, why now do why no? No, obviously the why never can. Yeah, no, we if you say. So when you have 6 million votes, 6 million, or no, can't you wine pet? We don't fancy no, you don't know, macra, the income, why ain't 10? Young fancy we know, you know, bush for 100. But 100 you didn't find when you're back. Until I think one way be Emma a year open for support. Obisu here. That's so many. Share the walking. You were a year or could do demonstration in saying. I'm saying to forcing.
Yeah, too.
Or not board to forcing. Said you will see Cassa as if such a buffer. Make us some call side demonstration. You cry, you see, Bank of Ghana governor, no Antimiama, the deputies, no Antimiama. Or catch and say, we will come back. Yes, on beside demonstration.
Yeah.
What's our case?
Be sure to.
Oh, into Sancro free, which Mr. Campbell or more yes and cap, I buy when free one just say, Nikas no Subacata. Now, if it's any case, you, Mamma Bar, or the over pursue. On pursue you. Enti Ghana meka na mekosoka. So one more Cambro for Pano, me a cron for. Man, we bluffle.
What's that can be?
And politicians in there. Or more ye nipa boniful.
The Kennedy Zaka was in your broth near the boomai.
Asampa. And I unfortunate to say, Sam Crofree, one more dead there, young near Cotton. Nam is the same many a bee. Namusa Ghana for so near bee. Say a benya pa and cast our parties in Miruno. Omiri iron tafon cromfort. Kay ayataka cranata penny. And Kayam Pia woman sin chain. Nayam pa one. One will be pet a ding ama or man Ghana. Because I say, Kwame Nkrumah, you because of Kwame Nkrumah din sa, and num and your papa beer, or bear do Kwame Nkrumah and your trouble for dear. But at least you will be vision. Oh, vision. You will be a dear new who said, Kwame Nkrumah by or by your way. But I didn't you. Chronon kitty name as you see. Na Erade be hu ye mobo. Erade
be hu ye mobo. Erade wati ni wakuaka. Ya hu ye mobo, ya hu ye mobo na Ghana ye mobo.
Ya mobo.
You can fire corner yentie de omo aka wo wasem wo court. Na onso ye dede.
CUR0PTI0N was leading a demonstration the other day, and the governor has said something about the demonstration. We'll come to that. We'll come to what the governor said about the demonstration. But CUR0PTI0N here is the minority leader, and he's leading a demonstration about Bank of Ghana. That's the latest that he's been in the news for this week. However, today, news has come out that he is on trial, you know. CUR0PTI0N is on trial for causing financial loss to the state. It's a matter that involves 2.7 million euros. It has to do with the ambulances. We know the trajectory of these ambulances. I mean, sometimes our politicians speak and I don't know. CUR0PTI0N botched the ambulance situation. He completely botched it. That's what happened. It's not President Mahama's fault. No, nothing to do with President Mahama. It's not Professor Mills. Nothing to do with Professor Mills. It is CUR0PTI0N. He completely botched the whole ambulance that will kill people, that will cure people, that will save lives. He sat at the Ministry of Finance and he botched it. Then he has confidence to go on the streets and say, we are demanding. You are in court being tried for the ambulances. The ambulances never came. People, unfortunately, died until Akufo-Addo and Hawakumsin provided those ambulances. Each constituency got one and more. So we have 300 or so ambulances. Something that CUR0PTI0N could have done very easily in 2015. It is simple. Akufo-Addo and his team demonstrated that this ambulance thing is not rocket science. You are buying ambulances for the people of Ghana. You do X, Y, Z, and W, and it's done. CUR0PTI0N couldn't do it. He sat at the Ministry of Finance. He couldn't do it. And today he's talking because he thinks that we have forgotten. He's enjoying himself that, oh, they have forgotten. If it's another country, do you know whether he will be able to even speak? You had the taxpayers' confidence. The President of the Republic made you a Deputy Minister of Finance. You had the responsibility to bring ambulances to Ghanaians. You failed miserably to the point where you are being asked by the courts to deliver 2.7 million euro to the country because they say that you botched the ambulance process. And then you, same person, now few years later, you come and lead a demonstration and tell somebody that I will not present a petition to you because he is enjoying the fact that we have forgotten. He's enjoying it. He thinks that we have forgotten. If anybody should lead an NDC demonstration, it should be somebody else. If anybody should lead NDC demonstration about corruption, it should be somebody else. But can it be case Lato FORSON? How can it be case Lato FORSON? How? This is the man who sat on his desk at Ministry of Finance, completely botched the ambulance situation to the point where today he's agreeing that, oh, I'm sorry, I botched it. I owe Ghana 2.7 million euro. I will pay. Not just him, he and the other accused persons. That they will pay the 2.7 million. They are offering to pay the 2.7 million. You are offering to, would they bring back the people who died? Those people whose life could have been saved by ambulances, but because Ghana didn't have ambulances, there was no access to ambulance because we were living like a Stone Age country. Every country has ambulance. Professor Mills said, but why is it that Ghana, we don't have enough ambulance? Look, let's get the ambulance thing working. Then Professor Mills passed, his government left. ATO FORSON came in, come and do ambulance, you couldn't do it. How Akumsin, who you've been laughing at, was able to do it. You with your PhD, doctor, you couldn't do simple ambulance. This A plus X, Y, Z, W, ports come, there's fix. So doctors come, look at it, emergency services, simple thing like that. With your PhD, you couldn't do it. You are walking on the streets, shouting at governor. And then when governor says it's hooliganism, you are angry. I'll get to that. But ATO FORSON couldn't do it. Oh, ambulance. Simple. PhD from KNUST. That's where he learned his PhD. From KNUST. And then you come with a PhD from KNUST. You can't do ambulance. Simple matter. Setekpe, the Honorable Setekpe, his boss, was in court. The testimony Setekpe gave in court, you should see it. Because the matter is still in court, we cannot value the testimony of, we cannot even evaluate the testimony of Setekpe. But it's there. And we know, you people who don't know, you know what Setekpe said in the court. His boss, ATO FORSON, you couldn't buy Ghanaians ambulance to save our lives. You couldn't buy. In 2020, when there was election, there was this actress, Jancy or something. She said she's not political, but the ambulance saved her sister's life. She said so. Many multiple testimonies have come from the ambulance. Simple bring ambulance to Ghana. ATO FORSON couldn't do it. He was unable to do it. Is it that he doesn't understand? Is it that he doesn't know what to do? I don't know. Today, he's in court. That this ambulance thing that you botched, we have to deal with it. Not just that it cost the country money, it cost the country lives. All the lives that have been saved by the ambulance, in all the circumstances and the occurrence, the sequence thereof, if you do an algorithm and put it back in 2014, you can tell the number of people who may have died. ATO FORSON kills them. Those people who died, ATO FORSON is the one who killed them. And then you come in, you are making noise as if you are a paragon of virtue, you have come from heaven. ATO FORSON. You couldn't give our people ambulance. So they died. They died in Brekum. They died in Labadi. They died in Walewale. They died in Tamale. They died all over the country because ATO FORSON, he couldn't master the intellectual acumen to put an ambulance structure together so that we can have ambulance. How Akumsin came and she did it. ATO FORSON goes to court today and says, oh, I'm sorry. This is after the BOG demonstration. Oh, I'm sorry. Ghana people, I'm sorry. 2.7 million, I will pay. Me and my partners will pay the money. After the state committed money through his signature, they couldn't deliver one ambulance. One. Zero. They couldn't deliver nothing. And today, ATO FORSON has the effrontery. You see, I'm not talking NDC MPP. That's not NDC MPP. It's about the people that we entrust responsibility with. Nothing to do. And some NDC people will agree with me. In fact, they do. Some of them I've spoken to, they do. That, how couldn't we get the ambulance thing that Akufo-Addo must come and do it?
Your Reverend, what watching someone all kind of say, I feel that you're tuning in is ATO FORSON. Say, oh no, and you must see about do on want to me a moon country. MPP for the American we are. Also, Obama, never knows I can. Reverend, odwen nsɛm a ti sei ho a me yana mama ne nyinaa ne sɛ omo opposition na so omo kasa ma oman no
aso ya ma
yeah omba power na dan bibi foforo kra because wo a wo no wodi edom anim ye kyerɛ sɛ MPP fo anye ne ye wo so penso no eniama bi ankoyi wonim sɛ na MPP for prayer baba mu no obeka sɛ bas bia ɛho asɛm a no esuru sɛ sɛ akufo adu ba chi wo ma agum no ni ade oba ye no sɛ atapani ni atakakra so na wa ye no akwachi wo because adwuma no a omo eye na no ana obeto aso reverend ogun bibi ati sɛ ya sɛ na ye o
Apostle Dr. Midasi na in fact Ghana is sick.
Really?
Ghana is sick.
Really.
Yeah, pass a slogan. Just a woman penny be banner a year. Oh, the entire American. Number one, at FORSON. No more if you unqualified for a demonstration. Number two, why a demonstration? Till why you fee unqualified until what did $2.7 million. And the Bank of Ghana also aboka about $600 million. Tomorrow can be. Na saa ura ya waka say adana assembly no so beka. That is how mudi amagro. Omu ye ya adwene free demonstration asem so. Na wa kasa to forcing ye. Nti to forcing ye nti omdo mo ye. Politician ya na da bia wo kanu. Wo si wo mu me no nyina ye nta. Because man, they were always sick as a to forcing. What communipa at to forcing or can you come? Wouldn't nipa hospital have a ye? She said, I said there were a ye Nansan Colebu. A droby as a demand of bread one more or more yard asthma said, dear. A binny hop. And Tiabaka said, also, and Tom Domu. Nakakra or so, I said, one could tell the 4 million. Me a financing of kind. A some assembly who pa. The main person may come free, say you who say. A bay bad in few best in Sianin soon a way. I did not to forcing. Muncheno. No more January, no be a demonstration. A friend of Mubacana Hansen. Next, sir, some quiet demonstration there and go only
or Nika.
Oh, Ghana, MPP4. Yes, from Monka be my wife, Monka be a woman. Now, dear Moody or Mano Cono, Sao would I once say MPP or Money and DC? Or would you, my dear, didn't say? Or Moba no more fat and some trophy. Now, woman, a use woman. It is a assembly and no woman no cassa and my woman. No, the Bob part about Quachi. And yes, you can say, me MPP true. New MPP, this MPP President Kufuor didn't have Benti. My guy, hello tea. Me na me tie hello pa. Na me tie peace. Come se fa kan wo program no. Na me tie. But MPP for no ad dominate wo ho. Ama wo me democracy nti me tie obiom. My guy tie. Na de nti a me kan we nyina ne say. Ato forcing adisika. Mo ba mahwe no a munche no mo kekasa samoboa sampa ye de anim but kan mo kan evidence be ne wo munche na
Reverend we dey so body obekai wayomi
ai
wayomi nsam ye say dey si course le say da ye bi ne yeso ye o say dey
ye nka bi onkra na wonim say ayi abronye MPP for a chairman ba kon wo sunyan. Was it President Kufuor by 2017 moon? And almost that is and this if what to talk cars for I'm a woman into a more the castle. Now, also a call a free young crowd was in the car, Kaya by turn about $30 million. Or demand 300 $30 million cities.
Hey,
for car no crowds are not terrible. A becan and Sandra Bosumi and Simon to say, a banner free hold, no, my tongue. Was one more dingy carning na to a free young cradiano. And also one fan quite more common penny for another sound. I'm penny and pa, or me call Minister of National Security. aye kandapa onabo kandapa okwa wa se free yankra de ndem mfa nkoma no enti akra ndi ko he no se nkwasha asem ne me kwa na me kosunyan means am biom on
asem
adan na ya jika no wose ne chances number no kra no mo atompa mo de ade anwenwen o ma ye dream ka se ndisi for fire apostle doctor MPP for ba ye yanche ba akokra o mo nyina afa my way the first one you run as a spokesperson V8 Marco 4 Kwaku Kofi
Adams
as I say kwaba ya honorable V8 teacher ni o teacher ni o ne classmate teacher for be now form ono so ba ya V8 Marco 4 in the scene fee because I say ya tonton ma wo mo wafa mo anchi wo bia say ato forcing DC kan te say say de wo adom poladom che wani asia bri enye radio so no ye we a matter of say court pass judgment over president Kofi ni president Kofi nyame ahra no wo say president Kofi ba ya no che DC for no bigum che wo mu president Kofi do ba ya nchi wo bia say de odi kan wo ma be wi bi enji no wo mu che wa wo so ba obeche wo nchi wo bia
na ya chichi ya na nchi wo bia unfortunate. Politicians are wicked. Politicians are very crafty. A Christopher mo bompire say before mo say politicians na dwen. No so nye. Yo Reverend, afutu be na ode ma titru Ghana mrantie. Because almost say bepim na bebre nyanya ntiase o. Me MPP ni me NDC ni the free voter there kwan bia so sem to abama NDC be ya santini there also kwan bia to abama MPP ade afutuo na ade ma mrantie ne maba wo moimu
apostle doctor mdawase ya mrantie Ghana for youth mo sorry wo se mo bo modern na mo pe adwuma bi ye na daache mo ni mo busua setie bia wo wo so bekyekere busua wo sa wo nware ya be ware wa ware na ngo ya be wo bekyekere busua mesremo wo mo amudi wo machi no politicians a wo se munkoye sei na mafa nkontiba na mafa ntade na o mo toko jan ne yasunsan ma mo na mo da bobo mo nsa o mo so ya akromfo na epam akromfo na wo mpese mo mokọ na o mo de akire mesramo monwene mo ho monko pa adwuma bi nye na monyan ma wo mo na nsa wonko demonstration so bibisa se da be se dun ketia wo ma wan ase da be ko kudu ani da hu na bisa no se na ma meka ho wo mfra wo ma na wo meka ho enti mesramo emrante ne maba momomoni na ho na MPP enye mo ma me agapade enye mpapa agapade wo mo ewia wo man no ni ya momo kakra bi se monko kontokwa monko ni station we nkasa monko bo wo mo ni ya momo 100 cities ubedi na sai wo mo di momo amonye na momfa mfikyire baabi na munwane saus na MPP NDC yasi yakoye demonstration sampanyimfo no a wo mo di akire no a mo di kan no wo mo so diskani bi o sika no a Bank of Ghana adi anasa wo mo aboka no yesi omfiri su no saa nkrofo no a wo mo soso no mo ho no onabo ato FORSON di animu no ono soso diska o enti mo hwe saa nkrofo yi na mo nsua nyansa na mo amfa mo nkwa ankotwa so na mo mama busua anye mo bo se mo wu a ewo demonstration mu a anasa mo gira party bia na mu eko kuntokwa bi na mo hwere mo nkwa mo de ohaw abeto o man no so mo de ohaw abeto mabusia no so enti mesramo mo mayempe nyame bi nsom no nyankopon kwa na eni hwemmo nyankopon kwa na sawodo ho to no so a ade nyina bedi aboaw na awie wiye na mom sa mo de mo koto MPP so na ese chama wuntumi ne yase president Kufuado yewura bawumia na mudi na chi chobo ye ene yanka bebo ma mesremo akromfo na mo ye chobo edi o machi no o ma wiye sika ya amamo o no obusua na ekodi Sounds na mukodi MPP NDC achi na chobo ye womo ba womo be disika ye mamo mama ye nyina sachira ya de ne yenko pra party fufuro bi nkodi akire obi a wo track record ne yenko di na chi na ye hwɛ bia na nyamesuro bi afiri ho aba ama wo mane nyafa hodi bia kan awurade nhwamo samotie me wo Yesu din mu amen
amen amen amen yankodi party fufuro bi achi na bia na awurade ehuamobo na watie utie afiri Reverend Siama hono adafo baby o man na duro no ayewo enemy asadi si yedi ani to form me ma me na kan yo sikojo ya fo ani to form fo ani to form satem na misa ka se mani to form na mabusa se mani me de to form se o se awunyina abati ase ma fi na mati ase pa se obi an fo wani an to form wa now you see highlighter odo kan ba utamrim because your portals na 100,000 till you see highlighter Ghana ha won't drive you and you say a mirror ye woman a mirror I was say your bomb pie say you can't defy any politicians nyamisru amon sru nyame and ona dwen you say you are saying your modia and because atumi aba be hye wo monsa ekasa ewo abufuo so ewo atimdidie kwan so na ebi na nansai mrantie 25 atumi abawura TV station yesramo yeso nankan yentumi o mo yankofo ni emmo kashire ewrade nhira atiefo ni ahwefo nyinara utie free Adkwart Studio Basa tea and bye bye.